I made these dungeon tiles and these walls all for less than $10 from stuff I bought exclusively at the dollar store. So if you don't have the gold to spend on some amazingly intricate dungeon tiles and terrain, or don't have the artistic skill or patience to make something comparable, this video is for you. So sit back, relax, and we'll make some affordable but highly practical dungeon tiles and walls. So first, let's talk about what you need. I'm going to assume that you have nothing, and if that's the case, you can actually get everything I'm about to show you at the Dollar Tree, the place where they literally sell everything for $1. First, you want a black poster board. This is the foam core type. It's got foam in the middle and paper on either side. My Dollar Tree has black and white versions of this. I think black is much better since I won't be painting it, and it leaves a lot more detail to the imagination. Second, you need a ruler. Any straight edge will honestly do, but having the measurements on the ruler is very, very helpful. Next, you need a cutting pad. We will be doing some cutting here, so it's important to have a surface that you can cut on without damaging it. Next, you'll need a crafting knife. This is like an X-Acto knife, but this one, again, I bought from Dollar Tree. Next, you'll need a scorer. It's got a needle on one end and kind of a pointed plastic side on the other. This will actually be getting more mileage than the crafting knife will and is super, super helpful. And then some paper clips. These will be helpful for supporting the walls if you make them, and you can also use these for connecting dungeon tiles together if you choose to do so. The standard for most tabletop role-playing game battle maps are 1 by 1 inch squares, so today we'll be measuring everything in inches. The first thing we'll do is cut our poster board into 5 by 5 inch squares. It's important to make sure you cut on top of your cutting mat so that you don't damage the surface below. It's okay if your lines are not perfectly straight, but you do want them to, on average, stay in a straight line so our tiles are consistent in size. Now, we'll take a ruler again and measure out 1 inch marks along the edge of each tile. Then, using our ruler and scorer, we'll trace a line between each, making a 5 by 5 inch grid. I'm not cutting very deep with the scorer, just enough to slice through the top layer of paper that's on top of the foam board. You could stop here, but just a grid is a bit boring. If we're using foam board, we might as well take advantage of its moldability. So using the other side of the scorer, I'm going to trace the scored lines, pressing in enough to make a soft indentation. This will make the edge of each square look like a rounded off stone tile, which I think is really cool. And it also makes the lines a bit more visible during gameplay. Now, the last thing we'll do to the actual floor tiles is add a little detail. Using the scorer again, I'll make little random and meandering lines within each tile. These look like cracks and add to the weathered stone look that I'm going for, but you can do whatever you want. Repeat this process with each 5 by 5 square, and now you have functional and surprisingly durable modular dungeon tiles. But you might want some walls too, and if so, it's easy. Cut out of your remaining poster board some 2 by 5 inch rectangles. I found 2 inches to be a nice height to indicate the walls, and I'm using 5 inches as my length to match my other tiles. If you did shorter or longer tiles, adjust your wall length accordingly. Then, instead of measuring out a grid, I'm simply going to score out 2 rough lines along the wall like so. After that, I will connect these lines with shorter, randomly placed ones. My intention here is to make a rough cobblestone wall. Just like the floor pieces, we will go over each score to indent and add details as desired. To make the walls stand up on their own, take a paper clip and make a little base with one wire sticking up. This you can easily insert into the foam board and use it as a stand for the wall. Of course, there are a lot of ways to stand these walls up, so get creative. If you have a 3D printer, you can even use little stands like the ones I designed just for this purpose. But then again, if you have a 3D printer, you might have different plans for your terrain. Maybe that's something I'll cover in another video. Now, of course, you can take this as far as you want. You can paint these, but be aware that painting will warp the soft foam. And while these tiles have stood up to a good amount of wear and tear at my table, they're not perfect and they won't last forever. But the price, ease, and speed of creation makes these my current go-to for making dungeon tiles. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. What do you want to see more of? And if you like thought-provoking and unique TTRPG content, then remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can see more. Thank you for watching and have an excellent day.